Hi guys, hope you're enjoying your Thursday. It's a beautiful rainy day in South Florida. Good for the trees, and we needed it a little bit, but it's bad for traffic. I just wanted to ask you a quick question, and I posted a little bit ago what a 9-minute interval means to you. I was having a beautiful coffee meeting this morning with a dear friend, and I'm always surprised when I meet people who are not writing down their goals. And this is an issue that comes up a lot because we talk a lot about goals. We talk a lot about making sure that we are aware of our why, especially in coaching. So it was interesting to me to meet people that are still not writing them down. And if they're not writing them down, it's very likely that they don't really know specifically what their goals are going to be. So I posed the question, do you know what a 9-minute interval means? Or what does a 9-minute interval mean for you? And 9 minutes, for those of you snoozers like me, is when your alarm clock rings and you hit that snooze button, you have 9 minutes before it starts ringing again. And for a long time, I didn't realize that that's what it was, but that's the norm. I guess you can adjust it. My Fitbit, the norm and the default is 9 minutes. But I thought about this issue of writing down your goals, people that have dreams. And again, I have the pleasure of talking to people all the time, and we talk about dreams and we get in there and talk about what their goals are for their lives. But very often, and it comes in the way of excuses, but people just hit that snooze button on their dreams. I want to put together this workshop and I know it's going to be very impactful, or I want to put together this retreat and I know what a difference that's going to make, but they just hit that snooze button and they're just not getting around to it. They think that they have forever, and they think that there's no real sense of urgency in what they want to do and what they were meant to do. So I just want to have you think about that for a little bit. I posted something this morning that said, do you put the pro in procrastinator? That is not a good thing to be a pro at, but I do want to pose the question, are you snoozing your dreams away? Are you procrastinating to the extent that you're going to lose that fire in the belly when something comes to you that you want to accomplish in your life? So just a short note about that snooze button that we all seem to love when we're in bed. I would like to invite you that when you are on the fence or when you're hesitating about doing something, I want you to feel that you should force the discomfort. I know that it's uncomfortable to get out of bed. I know that it is uncomfortable to schedule that workshop or that event because you're afraid of the rejection. I know that it's uncomfortable to call someone to offer your service or your product because you're afraid of the rejection. Rejection is something that happens to all of us. So what happens? We put that snooze button. We hit that snooze button so that we don't have to face it and confront it. And meanwhile, time keeps passing and you're not focusing on building your dreams and doing what you need to be doing. But something and Cindy and I were talking about it this morning that I want to invite you to understand is that if you're doing an event or putting together an event and you invite people and they say no, they are not rejecting you. They are rejecting themselves and what they can get out of the event, what they can get out of the service, what they can get out of whatever product you're selling. And I think if you can reframe your thinking as far as the rejection is concerned, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. We all have a natural fear of rejection. But just think that when you're offering someone something, which is something that you know is going to be of value and it's going to make a difference in their lives, if they say no, don't take it personally, because it's not about you. They're not rejecting you. They are rejecting themselves or rejecting what they can get out of it. That's just the way I look at it. But anyway, stop hitting the snooze button on your life and on the things that you know that you need to be doing, please. And if the fear of rejection is what's keeping you doing that, force yourself to become uncomfortable. I promise you that you will form sort of a callus, and it'll get to a point, not a bad callus, I mean a good callus, where you'll flex those muscles, and it'll get to a point where it's not going to bother you that much. But you can't let those things get in the way of what you need to achieve. So enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Stay dry if you can, and have a good one.